Good morning, fellow campers. Well, I had a heck of a time getting the van going this morning. It's cold. Well, according to my van, on my temperature gauge, it's minus 20. So yeah, no, I had a bit of a hard time getting going as well. My water was frozen, of course, but there's just a little bit at the end, so I was able to squeeze out a bit for the kettle. Okay, well this morning, it's hard to know what it's going to do. It's a little bit cloudy, but I can still see the moon. So I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I think what I might do is just drive up the road just a ways and try and catch the morning light, hopefully, up the road towards the Saskatchewan crossing. That's the plan anyway. So I'll just get my tea ready and get on the road. All right. Oh, the light again. Skunked. This was the scene that I was hoping to photograph in morning light. But as you can see, there is no light. It's really flat. It's such a classic Rockies scene. We've got the river heading towards the Rockies, the mountains in the background. Oh, excuse me. But it's not going to happen. So I'm right by the side of the road actually, and what I'm going to do is, now you may be able to see it, but there's a few years ago there was a big forest fire here, and there's all these conifer trunks, just bare trunks. So with the snow, I'm going to try and make some abstracts out of it. I'm using a long lens because the whole mountainside is just covered in these bare poles, and there's some dark areas and light areas depending on how dense the trees are and the way that the slope of the mountain goes. So I'm going to zoom in on that and see if I can do something with it. Whether it will work out or not, I don't know. There'll be like a pattern shot. So there's white snow and then these black poles everywhere. So that's what I'm going to work on. But this, oh well, I'll have to come back once again. It's a good excuse to come back, I guess. Anyway, oh, it's get nippy this morning. Right, let's see what I can do. All right, I may be grasping at straws here, but anyway, I'm going to give it a shot. So I'm zoomed out to 400 millimeters on this mountainside here, and the image that I've set up is really simple. It's just a wall of trees with white behind them, and there's a bit of a line kind of going diagonally where the trees, I guess, are a little denser. Now the problem with this lens, like I said before, you've got to really clamp it down, otherwise the movement of the shutter will blur the image. So I've clamped it down. I'm going to put the mirror up. Now I'm at a ISO 400, and I'm sure when I get the image back I'm going to have to work on it a bit to add a little bit of contrast and such. But this is the image here, or the photograph that I'm going to take. You can see that it's just a wall of white, and then there's some dense trees here, and kind of goes, well, somewhat diagonally. Anyway, that's the plan. F8, 80th of a second, ISO 400, racked out. Gently hold the shutter release, and voila. Now it looks a little bit flat there, so oops. So you can see the histogram here. Everything's somewhat in the middle there, so we should be okay exposure wide. It's going to probably look pretty boring when I get it home, and I'm probably going to say to myself, why did I even bother taking that? Anyway, there's a bunch more. There's you can see where there's avalanche chutes there, and so I'm going to just play around with this for a while and see what I can come up with.